Good morning dear students. So today we will be studying about a new chapter of class 7, that is kingdom classification 1. So what do we mean by kingdom classification, or what are the needs, or what does the particular chapter name suggest? Okay, see, the chapter kingdom classification, it means that to classify certain organisms or certain living being into a particular group. Now you will have a question from your side, sir, what is the need for classification, or what is the need to classify these organisms? Okay, so we will be discussing about the chapter kingdom classification 1 in my entire video lecture. Please be attentive and hear what I am trying to teach you. So the word classification, what does classification means? Okay, now classification means that if say we want to classify or we want to separate some group of organisms or some organism from the other, this is known as classification. Okay, now my dear students, you will be asking me that how we are going to classify the organisms. Okay, now take as an example, for example we can take a like all plants. Okay, all plants are green in color, we know that all plants are green in color. Okay, now all plants are stationary and they cannot move, right? We all know that plants are stationary and they cannot move from one place to another place. Now moving to the, if we take a group of animal, we can find there that animals can move and they are mobile in nature, right? Now one more thing, that what is the need for classification? Look at here, what is the need? Why are we going to classify these organisms? What are the need? Okay, now if you ask me what are the need, it is for study and learning purpose. Now what does that means? What is this studying and learning purpose? One more thing that I would like to say, that we will be following Oxford Biology class 7. Okay, we will be following Oxford Biology class 7. So all of you are requested to follow this particular book and open your textbook alongside this video, so it will make a better approach towards studying. You will be able to understand what I am trying to teach. I will be, as in my usual videos, I have already told you all that I will be sending some of the page numbers, some of the figures numbers that you need to see from the book itself. So please open your book and look into that particular book as well. Now moving on, what is the need for classifying these organisms? See, the need for classifying these organisms is to study and to learn more about this particular set of organism in details. For example, say we are taking an organism, say we are taking an butterfly. Okay, we are taking a butterfly. Now if we need to study some of the characteristics of butterfly, then we will find that a butterfly can fly, it have beautiful color, it possesses a beautiful structure, a body structure. Okay, now it comes from the caterpillar, so we can also take caterpillar as an pre-heredity or an example from which that particular butterfly is coming, right? Now say another, we are taking another example is of, say mosquito. Okay, now this mosquito can also fly, it bites us, that is something different, but it can also fly. Okay, it does not have that particular characteristics or particular beautiful color nature in their own, but it can fly, right? So if we make a classification based on flying, then students, what are the organisms that we can classify here? We can give here as bird, butterfly, okay, then mosquito. Now we can make a lot more. Okay, we can make a lot more of the classification from this particular category of flying. Now see, whenever I will be telling some of the particular category of a classification, that means that entire organisms that are inside this classification should possess the same category and the same classification. So it is for our betterment, we can study, we can observe certain specific characters and features directly from that particular characteristics. So that is the chapter kingdom classification, that is the chapter kingdom classification, and for this purpose we need to study, or we need to study this chapter, that what is classification. Now I will be following Oxford Biology class 7. Please do open your textbook, page number, I am telling you, page number is 30. I have a soft copy of the book. As we all know that a pandemic situation is going on and we are already fighting with this situation by staying at home. We need to study, and I will be teaching you with the second chapter of class 7 Oxford Biology, that is kingdom classification 1. Okay, now moving on. What is classification? Then what do we understood by classification? Now classification is the act of putting organism into group based on their characteristics. So see, the characteristics is flying, we can tell the characteristics to be flying. Now based on that, what we have done, we have grouped several organisms. Now what is the need for classification? As I have already told you, consider a vast number of plant and animals you come across in your life. If you look at it as a scientist, you will notice a pattern of difference and similarities among them are there. Okay, there is a pattern of dissimilarities. For example, or similarities, all of them can fly. Okay, now for dissimilarities, they cannot fly, so it is present over there. For example, all plants, and that example that I have already given you, that all plants are green and stationary and all animals are mobile, that is they can move, right? Now are we going to the advantages of classification? It is in page number, I am telling you, page number 31. Okay, students, please open page number 31. We will be studying from there, that is advantage of classification. What are the advantage of classification? See, this chapter is a bit boring, I am telling you. Being your biology teacher, I can tell you that this chapter is a bit boring, but if you go through this chapter along with this video, I'll try to make it as interesting as you can. Okay, so what are the advantages of classification? Classification of organism is helpful in the following ways. What are the ways? Let us quickly see it. It helps to identify the organisms. Yes, we can identify the organisms. It makes the study of living organism easier. It helps to name, remember and easily study about the different organisms. Okay. The modern system of classification lays emphasis on evolution relationship between different group of organisms. Now we can also find a relationship between one type of organism to another type of organism, which is very important. It provides information about plants and animals living in different geographical region. Okay, definitely from the classification itself we can find out that where this particular plant or particular animal live. Okay, we can identify the geographical location from that particular part. It also serves as a base for studying other related sciences such as environment, biology, biogeography and ecology. Definitely, as we will be going through this group classification, we will be finding that we find some of the particular species in some of the places. So from there we also can get an idea of what that place is, right students? So moving on, classification system. See, classification system is very important. We will be moving to the classification systems. So as discussed, we will be directly going to the classification system. Okay, now what do we understand by this particular classification system? Let us quickly see what are the ranks of biological classification system. Okay, so these are the ranks of biological classification system. Now on the first top we have kingdom. Don't worry, I'll explain everything. Then we have phylum. Then we move to class. Then we move to order. After that we have family. After that we have genus, and on the last we have species. Okay, so these are the rank of biological classification system. Okay, I hope this is visible. See, this is an online class, so any of the place where you find you need to note it down in your copy, in your biology copy, you can definitely do that. You can pause the video, you can rewind the video, you can fast forward the video, as well as you can completely exit the video. But I would suggest you to please bear with this particular class timing up till the end of this whole video tutorial. You will be able to understand what kingdom classification 1 is. Now, classification system. A classification system is a framework for grouping things based on their similarities and dissimilarities, that I have already told you. The highest rank of classification is a kingdom. Okay, so this kingdom is the highest rank. This is the highest rank, and this is the lowest rank. Whatever comes in between is of the order from higher to lower. Okay, am I clear? So moving on, a kingdom consists a group of organisms sharing common features. Each successive rank in the classification system comprises of fewer organisms but with greater similarities. So as we will move from kingdom to phylum, now we are going in a specialization. For example, see, for up till class 12 you will up till class 5 you have only science, but from class 5 onwards, that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you will be studying physics, chemistry, biology and computer science differently. Okay, at least physics, chemistry, biology, PCB, that one what we call. Now after you pass out from class 12, that is your board examination, you will be, if you are willing to study biology, then you will be getting admitted in a college. There that particular subject biology will get divided to more of the streams. It may be applied biology, that is food technology, or say chemical biotechnology, bioengineering, genetic engineering, or it may be main course study, that is botany honors or kingdom honors or anything like that. So the more we are going forward, we are actually getting more classified and getting more similarities. The same thing is here. In kingdom is the highest rank. As we go down to the lowest rank, we find that the similarities are more, and what happened, the organisms are less. So we can draw a figure like this, inverted triangle. Here the organisms or the species are greater, and here are lower. But as we go down, we will find that the number of or the similarities or the more classified forms are more in the lower ranks than in the higher ranks. I will be giving examples, it will make you more clear. Don't worry students, just concentrate on what I am trying to teach you. Now going forward, the lowest rank of classification is a species. Species is a group of similar organisms that can reproduce among themselves. Scientists have been able to discover and classify more than 2 million organisms, on the earth, ranking from tiny bacteria to the largest blue whale. Now what are the concept of classification? But before that, it's a request, you just copy this in your notebook. Now I hope this is being copied in your notebook. I am rubbing this up. Now moving forward to the concept of classification. Now students, I am following your book, so you please look in your book. Okay. Now concept of classification. Classification allows us to group organisms on the basis of their common characteristics. The science that deals with classification is called taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the science that deals with classification. Okay. Carolus Linnaeus, a Swedish botanist, developed a way to organize and name the vast variety of plants and animals. Linnaeus proposed a two-kingdom classification system, which was based on the features such as, now he have discovered or he have proposed a two-system classification. Okay, now what are the conditions that were based on two-system classification? The conditions that were based on two-system classifications are: number one, presence of or absence of cell wall. That is, either the cell wall that you have already learned in class 6 biology, that cell wall would be present or would not be present. Number 2, mode of nutrition, from where they are getting the nutrition. Number 3, locomotion, that is they can move or they cannot move. And the fourth one is response to a stimuli, whether they can be responsive or not be responsive. Okay. Now what are the scientific nomenclature? We will be studying that, because this two system classification is outdated and it failed to prove certain of the organisms or to classify or to group certain of the organisms. Okay. Now moving forward to scientific nomenclature. Linnaeus also introduced the binomial system of naming organisms. This system is called the binomial nomenclature. According to this system, every organism is assigned two names, a generic name and a specific name. Okay, now every of the organisms will be having two names. One is a generic name, another one is a specific name. The first name is the genus name and begins with a capital letter. The second name is a species name and begins with a small letter. Both the names are in Latin. For example, the scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. Okay, now Homo, what does this Homo means? Homo is the genus name. Okay, and the second name is the species name, that is sapiens. Now we all are Homo sapiens. Okay. Scientific names are always printed in italics. If handwritten, they are underlined separately. Now if we write this as Homo sapiens sapiens, what do we need to do? We will write Homo sapiens. Okay, now see, in handwritten form we cannot make an italics, it is not possible. So what we do is we underline this particular thing. Okay, now this is then the genus name and this is the species name. Okay, I hope up till this it is clear. Now there are certain names, common names and scientific names given on table number 2.1, okay, of your chapter. Just quickly go on through this particular table. You will find that human beings: Homo sapiens, lion, panther leo, mango, Magnifoli indica, potato, Solanum tuberosum, Chinese hibiscus, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Okay, now these all you need to learn, but this particular table is not that much of important. Okay, but please keep in your mind that reading this particular chapter you will be getting a lot of names like that. Now these names you are not habituated with, so you need to learn these particular names. And how you are going to learn this particular name? You are going to write it in your copy every day, at least 2 to 3 names that would bring the right spelling along with the habit of where you can top your examination. Okay, now What are the drawbacks of linear classification? Linear classification of organisms, however, led to various irregularities. This method of classification placed closely related species in different categories. It placed unicellular and multicellular form together. Now, doing the category, what the drawbacks are, the unicellular and the multicellular organisms are put in the same category, but it shouldn't be that they should be differentiated, right? And did not differentiate between photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms. It was thus felt that linear system of classification was inadequate. There were a number of organisms that could not be fitted in either of the two kingdoms. They also emerged a need to classify organisms based on features like cell structure, form of nutrition, uni or multicellularity, and evolution relationship. Okay. So after that we go to 5 kingdom classification. Okay, today I will be ending my lecture over here. Next day we will be starting 5 kingdom classification. In my next video lecture you will be finding 5 kingdom classification. So up till what I have taught you today, please go through it, learn this properly and try to understand it. For any of the problem you can directly comment below, or you can write to us at our mail ID, or you can ask me. For the students of my school, you can ask me in my class itself. Okay, thank you, have a good day, be safe, take care of yourself as well as of your family. Have a good day. Thank you.